Hello, hi, and welcome to my channel where I do things depending on what I feel like doing, editing, and posting. I've got my lemon hand sanitizer. I had another channel, which is now run by my sister, and my old videos are still on there, and I was an interesting soul. Flashback. I have one heck of a digital footprint, if I do say so myself. Yeah. But we're starting anew, we're talking about things and thinking about things, hence the name. I love thinking. It's so human. I love imagination. I love using my brain. But you know who doesn't? Generative AI users. Generative AI users are idiots who don't know how to think for themselves and don't care about contributing to the destruction of our planet. I just love ChatGPT. Yeah, you also love letting everybody around you take care of you like a newborn baby. What's that, honey? You need to make an important life decision? Here are some tips I sourced from Reddit and a random Facebook group in which all the members have been Facebook jailed at least 3 times. Yeah, I don't get the constant need for dependence on a, robot. It's 2026 and way too many people have been smooching with their phones. You know, scrolling down lines of short-form content picked out by an AI algorithm who stole your data just because you agreed to terms of service, you know, so that you can watch it and not remember any of it. Or now, role-playing with generative AI tools and having them create a picture of you and Bakugo. Or having your AI corpse husband talk to you rather than, you know, your own kind. Humans. People. Since when do we need this? Or this? Or that? Who genuinely watches this stuff? Old 30-year-old men in their grandma's basements drinking the Dorito Mountain Dew concoction? People genuinely don't use their brains, and if that doesn't bother you, does this? The ocean has some very creepy things, and if I were to step on a beach and see purple tentacles with the body of an octopus and the face of handsome Squidward mixed with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I'd genuinely never step within 500 miles of a shoreline again. But yeah, generative AI makes crappy slop like this, and people actually enjoy it. But there are also AI chatbots. The rapid average attention span and educational decline has terrified me so much to the point I don't even think we'll have a decent nurse in the next 50 years. Do you remember the nurse who asked ChatGPT if she can extubate someone while on SIMV, which is a device that helps people to take breaths? And she should have known this if she's been through medical school for an extended period of time, or at least could have asked a fellow healthcare worker. This same nurse also asked whether or not she can put tinfoil in a microwave. How did you get a job? There are different parts to studying. You put in information from any source, and your brain has to go through a series of organizing and evaluating to process this information. The best outcome is when the processing stage is done really well, and the processing stage is only done the best when you are engaged in the topic. And the best way to be engaged in the topic is physical engagement. You can't just look at the information and expect good expertise afterward. I personally think that all schools would benefit if pen and paper were brought back, please. But we'll get to why later. When you use AI to study, you prompt the bot to give you specific information, which completely skips the step where you have to read and find the most memorable and important pieces of information. It hands them to you already designed to make it easier to understand. This begins the illusion of learning. You obtain already simplified information, which shortens and almost eliminates the processing stage and almost completely bypassing the outcome. And over time, this cycle continues and people end up not learning. The most affected, by far, I've seen are children. Elementary schools and schools in general are just putting all the schoolwork on a screen for some reason. Oh, it's easier. It's easier for the teachers to grade. Okay, but look at the cost. Look at the educational decline. Kids can't read. Kids can't write. Okay, I want to see children excelling, and no, we've got 10th graders who write with like a toddler with a crayon, and graduates who rely on AI chatbots to roleplay them to sleep. Kachan, I'm tired. Go to bed, nerd! And there are people out there who genuinely think like this.
There is a school in the US that has introduced AI, and in 2 hours, some kids, are getting as much as 2 years ahead of where a normal American kid is at that time. 2 hours. Because after that, the rest of the time they spend on quote unquote life skills.
Quote unquote life skills. Why did he say it like that? And 2 years ahead in 2 hours, okay, those kids are gonna go home and forget everything they've learned the second that they get on their iPad to play Still a Brain Rot. AI does not belong in education. I've recently seen teachers uploading pictures of their classroom to AI chatbots to make coloring pictures out of them. And now their faces are stored in a database somewhere, and we all know who runs the data. I would put on a tinfoil hat, but I feel like my mom wouldn't be too happy if I used all her aluminum foil. Okay, we already had the stupid Grok bot able to produce pornographic and explicit images of people and children. And the guy, I don't even want to say his name, it's like Beetlejuice. He put restrictions, but only on states that said to. Grok is banned in countries. Grok is banned in entire countries, and like people don't see a problem with that. Here's a transcript of a PBS News report about this situation. This was back in January.
Announced that X will use geo-blocking to prevent Grok from creating deepfake images of people in revealing swimsuits, underwear, and other clothing in places where the law prohibits it. But the move has not stopped the standalone app, known as Grok Imagine, from generating explicit images. The late changes have not appeased regulators, and now the governments of Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines have banned the chatbot altogether. Britain and Canada have launched probes into Grok, and the possibility of tougher penalties for Musk are on the table. To help us understand more about Grok's troubles and why they persist, I'm joined by Rihanna Pfefferkorn.
Yeah, geo-blocking, which is technology that finds your location and then restricts what the state there once restricted on the internet. Instead of just restricting it altogether, Liz Landers asks, what does this tell us about the safety of women and minors on the internet? Rihanna Pfefferkorn says that just being out in public is no longer safe from being manipulated in order to depict you in a humiliating and harassing context in which you never appeared in real life. Ashley St. Clair sued Grok, alleging that it was negligent and allowed users to post deepfakes of her in explicit poses even after she complained to the company. She told CBS that Grok said, "I confirm that you don't consent. I will no longer produce these images." And then it continued to produce more and more images and more explicit images. Grok has had other problems. In the past year or so, there was anti-Semitic tropes that it was posting. It even praised Hitler. Why is Grok acting this way and cannot get a hold of itself? Because it's a robot? It can't. Rihanna Pfefferkorn says that red teaming is the practice of basically trying to act like a malicious user would and try to attack your model in every which way that they would to find any loopholes and try to close those holes in order to make the product safer and keep actual bad actors from misusing those potential loopholes. The problem with illegal imagery, in particular, is that there's no exception or defense in the law for research or testing activities. Yeah. Back to the teachers, can you just download the free version of IBIS Paint just like the rest of us and trace it yourself? It would be so awesome, it would be so cool. But you know it's not cool? AI and their systems. If you don't know the effect that AI is having on our environment, it takes 1 to 5 million gallons of fresh water daily just to cool down these machines. Light pollution, sound pollution, taking up land and corrupting our earth, and homes near databases have little to no water, and when they do, it's brown to black. And this water is so bad, it can't really be filtered. I don't care because I don't drink water. Okay, but you know what was used to make your sweet, precious Prime energy drink owned by a rich guy with no remorse or sensibility when it comes to should I post this or not? Or your $8 Starbucks drink that trends for 2 weeks that you just can't live without? It's water. But it's water. And we already don't have too much of it. Okay? Yeah. AI, it's unnecessary unless it benefits evil people. Which is just why they love it. Like, our sitting president posted this, like, wholeheartedly, and his supporters didn't question it, like, whatsoever. I'm just so sick of it. I want it gone. I want it out. AI is so last season. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Beat the rising stigma that generative AI is beneficial and non-problematic. Go do something. Get off your screen. Go be human. Peace out.